Good morning. Welcome, friends. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Arizona. My name is Steve, and thank you for being here. Thank you for all my moderators, and thank you for anyone who watches this recording after the live stream. So let's see who's in the house this morning. Going into the chat. Ashley is here. Good morning, Ashley. Box Fan D stopped in. Hi, D. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Box Fan D's got some visitors, which I'm not surprised. She has a lot of folks that love her and stop in and want to see her. And thank you, Dee, very much for sharing this out. Appreciate it. There's Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Thank you very much for coming in today. Appreciate you. And we have Aussie Van Man. Good morning. Thank you very much for coming in. Scott Jacobs in appreciation. Hey, Scott. Good to see you. Hope you guys are doing well up there in the nice, cool forest in northern Arizona. Thank you, Dee. Appreciate if you guys would hit the like button. That helps the channel. There's KT Spirit. KT, how you doing? Good to see you here. Backyard Reactions. Hello from Mesa. Hey, neighbor, how you doing? Good to see you. How do you like our summer so far, Backyard Reactions? Isn't it nice? And we have Fairy Dust here. Brene stopped in. Hello, Brene. Good to see you. Diane Phoenix is here. Hi, Diane. Thank you. Thank you. And my neighbor and good friend Carl is here. Carl and his wife are in Texas vacationing, and we're keeping an eye on their place while they're gone for 2 weeks of well-deserved vacation. They work hard every day, like most of you do. I'm sure all of you do. And we love to be able to watch their place while they're gone and water their plants for them. We have the Dyson's Crazy Adventures here. Good morning. Everybody's saying hello. So if you were on the live stream last week, I had an issue there towards the end, and I'm looking for the culprit here. So I don't know if you guys have a laptop, but I run a couple of these Seagate drives, and I disconnect one of them during my live stream because it really loads the computer down. I was sharing a video off the other one. I have two of them. I have a 4 terabyte and a 5 terabyte, and I was sharing a video off the other one, and it locked up my laptop. So I had no recourse really, other than to make everybody wait or go ahead and end the stream. So I elected to go ahead and end the stream. I've seen videos kind of glitchy on other channels. I don't know why that is, but it definitely caused a problem on my live last week. And I think it has something to do with getting the data off the remote drive through the laptop and up to YouTube. So I won't do that again for sure. All right, catching up on the chat here. Did I see Amy was here? There's Amy. Hi, Amy. Thank you very much for stopping in. Hope your day is going well. And yeah, it's nice to have Dee here. She's a busy lady. Yeah, Backyard Reactions up in Mesa. We need more rain. We definitely do. I think we've had about a half an inch so far this monsoon, which is not nearly enough for these little guys behind me. These are at our water hole on our property. These are javelina, family of javelina. And so we keep that tub filled up for them because there just definitely is not enough water here. And then it's fun to see the wildlife come in. We did get a couple of deer that stopped by recently. Aussie Bandman, I'm officially having to run the generator at night for the AC to sleep. Yep, I believe it. So Aussie Bandman, am I correct in assuming you might be in Australia, or are you here in the States somewhere? Hello, Christina and Amy. Yeah, Dee says it's going to be 115 here. So let's check the weather here. Everybody want to share what their weather's going to be? That would be great. Hey Siri, what's the weather here today?
It's currently clear and 97 degrees. Expect partly cloudy skies starting tonight. Temperatures are heading down from 108 degrees to 88 degrees tonight.
Okay, so we're going to be 108 today. It's a good day to stay in and watch live streams, huh? Yeah, 108. So we're hoping for rain. It's not here yet. We've had having a pig roast soon. You know, when I was a kid, we used to hunt them. My dad was a hunter, and we used to go out and hunt javelina way on the far east side of Tucson. And they actually have a sack on their back. It's a scent sack, and you have to be careful to avoid that because that'll spoil the meat. But yeah, we did hunt them when I was a kid. Yeah, D, definitely need an AC unit. We had ours go out a couple years ago, and it's very expensive to replace. So far, ours is doing really well. Thank you, Tracy. Terrible monsoon so far. As in not enough rain, Aussie, or too much rain? Okay, so you're in Phoenix. All right. Okay, so you're up in Phoenix in the heat. So you're in a van, you having to run the generator and keep the air conditioning. All right, so there's Diane, 88 here, currently with 62% humidity. Yeah, humidity makes it tough. There's my sister Tonya. She's up in northeastern Iowa, hot and humid and raining again here. He says, with the rain comes the torrential mud and winds. Yeah, that's for sure. The monsoon storms can be really tough here, and they can pop up right over your head. Tracy says 79 degrees Fahrenheit in Norfolk, Virginia. And I know it's humid over there too. And Bernay Fairy Dust says it's going to be 90. So Bernay's back home again, I see. She's not up in the nice, cool Oregon weather anymore. Glad you made it back safely, Bernay. Utah, 67 and 93 in Utah. So I lived up in Ogden, Utah for about 18 months when I was in the Air Force Station at Hill Air Force Base. Beautiful area up there. I was a young man with no money, so I couldn't do a whole lot, but drive around and look around. Yeah, Dee, we're very low humidity here in the desert, that's for sure. That makes it bearable when we're up over 100 degrees. So if you can find a tree, you know, when growing up, I rode my bicycle around Tucson, and it was just as hot, maybe not quite as hot back then, but you know, we would drink water out of neighbors' water hoses and find a tree and some shade. You could sit underneath a tree with low humidity and be just fine. 91, where KT Spirit is, feels like 103. That's got to be some humidity there. Yeah, it's going to get hot tomorrow again. Yeah. I know Virginia is hot and sweaty in the summer. Steve. Okay, so I lived in the little town of Roy. Familiar with that? Lived in an apartment there. So nice little town there. Okay, Ann. Why? There we go. I'm back. I don't know if something's updating here or what's going on, but we'll press on. I would have stayed up in Oregon. I had an appointment with Social Security today, business as usual. That's right. Brene is newly retired, as I remember. Oh, Roy, the town of Roy is getting too big. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It was a small town when I was there back in the 80s. Yeah, I remember mowing the grass there in Virginia, Tracy, and it was tough. So I want to shout out Ava Potterfield and friends. She has a live stream every morning about it's 6 o'clock my time, and it's about 2 hours before my live stream. And she always shouts out my live stream, so I certainly want to recognize her. Ava Potterfield and friends, great channel. Her and her husband Doug are musicians, and she has a morning live where she chit chats with us and shares her day. And she also has another channel that she started called Ava's Mediations, where she has some long videos on things to watch and listen to just relax. And then she has Doug and Ava's Place on Thursday nights. Ava and Doug are accomplished musicians, and they share their talents with us on Thursday night, and that's something that I always enjoy watching. Let me catch up here. And Jay saying hello. Fairy Dust saying hello. There's Ava's link there. Thank you, Scott. And any moderators in here that want to drop links, you just go right ahead if you want to share your channel. Scott Jacobs in Appreciation has a great channel too. He actually put a camera and in a videoed a remote control car going into a mine. And boy, if you've never seen that, go check it out. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, those yards in Virginia, they tend to grow a lot of grass. So Dee, if you ever decide to come visit, oh yeah, bringing your car would be a challenge for sure. But for special people, Dee, we do have an extra room. So we can park your car underneath a shade tree and you can sleep in a bedroom. There's Jane. Hello, Jane. She's here from Ontario, Canada, in her RV. Awesome. Jane, is that a new RV for you? I think I remember you mentioning that you were going to pick one up. Thank you, Fairy Dust. Here's Dee's channel. If you haven't checked out Dee's channel, you have to go see it. She has a great channel. She shares her experiences. She lives in a box fan up there in Quartzsite, and she really helps a lot of people in a tough spot that need to transition from maybe a sticks and bricks into a nomad life. We have Connecting with Nature here. Hello. Thank you for stopping in. Connecting with Nature, where are you at? We'd like to know that so we can check you out. Yeah, there's Ava's channel there. And Jay's channel. And Jay does driving in video, and it's interesting, you know, just driving down the road with video is typically not that interesting, but Anne talks as she goes, as she's traveling along, and just the way she talks and you know, the way that she shares her thoughts and how her day is going is really interesting. So stop by and check her channel out. Oh yeah, I thought I remembered right. Jane has a brand new 20-foot travel trailer, 3,000 miles from home. Boy, it sounds like you're having fun then. Okay, so Connecting with Nature is up in Ontario, Canada. Very good. Ron is impersonating Ava. There's Ron, Darrell Adventures. Hey, Ron. Boy, oh boy. He has an interesting live in the evenings. I have to take a long nap in the afternoon so I can stay up for it because it's pretty late for me. But have a lot of fun on Ron Darrell's adventures. Everybody's saying hello. So today's subject I kind of wanted to talk about. Now, relating to Box Fan D, she was in a situation where she had to leave, get out of a bad situation, and she actually moved into her car. And she lived out of her car for a period of time and then upgraded, and she's in a nice box van right now, living in Quartzsite, but she was in a situation that she had to escape. So it's a tough situation to be in. I have a subscriber who asked this question, and I want to get you guys' opinion. This is a woman. I have a man who wants to give me his old Winnebago RV. I think it's a 31 or 33 feet, maybe a late 1980s model. He says it just needs a new starter. I know nothing about these things. His lady passed away suddenly and he no longer uses it, he said. If you have any advice, it would be greatly appreciated. So, what do you guys think now? If you have an older RV, you're not highly skilled, you know, mechanically, how would you handle that? Would you suggest that she buy this, or I guess it's going to be given to her? What do you guys think? There's Box Fan D's channel. Thank you, Anne. Slab City isn't that far away from Quartzsite. Is completely free. Yeah. As a matter of fact, D has been up in Slab City, along with a bunch of other YouTubers. All right, so Nona Grace is up there in the northeast part of the country. Hi, Nona. Thank you for coming in. Nona thinks, hello, if he wants to give it to you, I say take it. Okay, that's interesting. So, Tracy, I didn't know if you wanted to comment on it, but Tracy says it's free. Ron Darrell says, fix that starter. That won't cost too much. Scott says, yeah, take it. New gas and a starter. D says, free. If it's on the up and up, take it. Have a mechanic check it out. But Tonya says free things sometimes cost a lot of money. That's very true. Okay, A2Z Dan. Hi, Dan. How you doing? Hi, Steve and everyone. I would pass on an 81 RV personally. Diane says I would be very cautious. Nona says it may not be expensive to fix. That's very true. KT says she would take it. And that's my concern. So if it needs a starter, that tells me it's probably got a lot of miles on it. Usually a starter doesn't go out until, any vehicle is well used, because starters last quite a while. Dyson's Adventure says if it's free and you can afford to fix it, take it. Now that's an option too. You can get it for nothing, maybe get it fixed up, and you could even flip it, if it's in decent shape. Diane says, what does he want in return? She says it's free. I told him I was going to live in my minivan. He felt bad for me. Okay. So Tracy, I have some information for you. Nomadic Adventures. Marshall, do you know him? He's a part-time minivan dweller, but you can certainly fix a minivan up to make it livable. To make it stealthy so that you could park it pretty much anywhere and live out of it comfortably. The nice thing about minivans and regular vehicles in general is there are lots of them out there. An RV is expensive to repair, and it's expensive for fuel. Minivan, you can get 30 miles to the gallon with a minivan. You can go into any tire shop and get tires replaced. You can go to any mechanic pretty much and get most everything fixed. So the issue there is access and money for the RV, and then a smaller vehicle like a minivan would be easier and cheaper to run, easier and cheaper to fix. Now again, if it's in really good shape and you could buy it, maybe park it somewhere and live in it, even temporarily, you might be able to flip it and make a little money on it. That's true, Nona. Things made in the 80s are usually easier to work on. Now, Roy and Becky's Travels, they have a 1982 Class C. It's a Ford, and he likes it because it's easy to work on. KT Spirit, that's a very good point, because insurance on an older RV is going to be cheaper. So that's definitely a consideration. So lots to think about. Ron says you can live out of just about anything, and a lot of people do it. There's Marshall's channel, Mellow Nomadic Adventures. And Box Van D says, yeah, even with repairs, you could resell it. We have Mel and Nettie living free, zip codeless. Hi, guys. Good to see you. There's Carl's got to take off. Carl's going to resume his vacation. Thank you, Carl, for stopping in. Appreciate it. And we'll get everything watered over at your place. So I'm going to share some information on Marshall. Marshall has a blog, and I'm going to share a screen here and show you. Now, if you're interested, Nomadic Adventures has a blog, and he talks about, he's a part-time nomadic traveler. He's done a lot of traveling, and he converted his 2013 Dodge Grand Caravan. He names it Carol, in a minivan camper conversion. Now, I did a tour of his minivan camper conversion, and it is on my channel. So if you want to watch it, I think it's been watched about 46,000 times now. But as he points out, this setup allows me to get into many areas RVs and travel trailers cannot go. Everything I need is within the van, and if you watch it, he is very skilled at building. But you can do a no build. You can throw a cot in there, and you can, live out of a van with a sleeping, set up a sleeping area, and you can do just fine. Now, what Marshall does is he gives information on nomadic life. He actually has a free download that you can, if you check out melonomadic.com, he has a free download that he'll give to you, where you can learn about how to live a nomadic life. So right here is the Nomadic Life Starter Kit. It's a free guide that he wrote. Very well done. Learn how to find free van life and RV campsites. You just have to put your email in, and then you can download it on this link right here. Marshall is a friend of mine and a supporter of my channel. I've watched him pretty much since he started his channel. And he started this blog recently, and he's doing a really nice job on it. So check it out if that's something that would help you. And let me see. Oh, here we go. I'm going to back up the chat here. All right. So there's Mel and Nettie's. And somebody share their channel saying hello. There's Roy and Becky, and I suspect that's Roy because it's a howdy howdy. He's living the life up in the cool forest with Scott Jacobs. And in case I forget, Roy and Becky's Travels has a live stream right after mine finishes at 10 o'clock Arizona time. So Tracy, take a look at Marshall's website there. I think you'll get a lot of information out of there. Yep, there's Scott, Roy's neighbor. Okay, thank you very much, Mel and Nettie, for sharing that blog. Another friend I know in the minivan is Tim. Okay. Oh, yeah. Got Tim from Mo Bang for Your Bucks. Yeah. He also does part-time minivan living. And great guy. Met him up in Quartzsite at Box Fan D's meetup in January. You're welcome, Tracy. Again, hopefully, Tracy, we got some different opinions on the RV that you're looking at. If you have someone you trust that is mechanically inclined, unless you totally trust the guy who's giving it to you, have someone look it over. You know, if the starter is bad and it won't start, then you may have some expense in getting it running. So just be cautious that you don't. Yeah, Tim's a great guy. Okay. God loves Texas. I love what Governor Abbott did. So, Pam Cone, is this Steve or is this Pam Cone? Because Steve was using Pam's login the other day, last week. Okay, thank you, Dee. This is the link for Mel and Nettie. Appreciate that. Okay, so he said he can fix the starter. Well, that's interesting, Tracy. So I imagine, would he fix it and pay for it and get it running for you? Or would he have you buy the parts and he would install that? Minivan Lee is a lady living in her minivan. Okay. Minivan Lee is also another lady that, okay, so sent the National Guard to the border. Yes, it's Steve. Okay. All right, Steve, thanks for coming in. And thanks, Pam Cone, for letting you borrow her phone. Thank you, Diane. Let me do a little intermission here. Nona Grace. Parts are very inexpensive. Usually the labor is what costs. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I have a 1998 Jeep Cherokee that I've been working on and fixing up. Parts are cheap and I can do the work myself, but if I had to pay somebody to do it, it would definitely cost, I mean, you're going to pay $85 an hour. All right, let me share a couple of videos with you here. We have At the Waterhole. Yeah, we had those quail, baby quail, that actually nested in a wheelbarrow out in our front island in front of the house. And so we were able to capture some video after they were hatched, and it was really fun to watch them. Mama got them all out of the wheelbarrow except for one, and she took them off, and they're out there living in the desert. Um, Box Fan D says, I'm not a good moderator. I don't really mod on channels, but Steve is a good friend, so willing to try today. D, no worries, D. No pressure. You do what you can do. I have a lot of respect for you because you are experienced, so you jump in whenever you can. And Diane is definitely practiced at it. She's a moderator on many channels. We have Ambuing Adventures, Stan. What year's your Cherokee? It's a 1998. I bought it in here in Arizona in Sierra Vista. A young lady owned it. She inherited it from her grandfather, who was a Marine, retired Marine, and it was in great condition. It had 147,000 miles on it, and she named it James. That was the name of her grandfather who gave it to her, and she was really attached to it. She got married to a serviceman, an Army soldier, and she was getting ready to join him in Europe, and she was looking for a good home for James. So I promised her I would take care of James, and so I have done that, and I've done some restoration work on him. Very good shape. That's got the straight 6 motor in it, the 4.0 motor, and I have another Jeep, and I'm experienced with repairing them. They're easy to fix, cheap to fix. And so I've been working on it, and I had an issue. If you want to stop by my channel and look at my latest video, I share about a 3-week long process in 5 minutes on solving an issue that I had, where I would start it up, it would idle, but when I took off, it just had no power. But I finally figured it out, and it wasn't what I thought. So YouTube is really great at sharing information, as we all know. And so when I had this issue, I was out there looking at YouTube and everybody that had Jeep Cherokees and the problems they had with them. And there's a lot of them out there. And a lot of folks figured out how to fix them, but I never found anyone who fixed it the way that I did. So check out that video. There's Johnny's journey. Hi, Johnny. Thank you very much for stopping in. Johnny also has a great channel. She's actually building vans. She's a travel nurse that is very good at building vans, and she actually contracts with people. And boy, oh boy, she does great work. She'll build it for you to your specification and right in her place there. I think that she does travel. I know she's done work for people at meetups, different repairs and things like that, that people needed, or small upgrades that she can work on. Thank you very much, Stan. Appreciate that. Everybody's saying hello to Johnny. Yep, she's a pro, all right. Yeah, Nona Grace says Jim, her husband, looks on YouTube to forget a lot of different things that he's fixing. Yeah. Now, I worked on this thing for 3 weeks, and every time I changed a part out, I'd start it up, same problem. Really frustrating. But I ended up figuring it out. And go watch the video. Yeah, we love D for sure. Seriously considering finding a 68 Mustang. Yeah, those are nice to have, Steve. I grew up driving Mustangs. My mother had a 65. My dad had a 66 and he had a 68 also. So I grew up driving Mustangs. Jane says, we just had an ignition coil go on Black Betty, our FJ Cruisers, and had to get it, our FJ and trailer to the Toyota dealership. They got it fixed one day, it cost $600. Yeah, that's expensive. You know, I changed 8 or 10 parts out for about $200 on my Jeep. But you take it in and, you know, the cost for labor is very expensive. So my sister Tonya says, yeah, since we got Monty, her husband, a phone, there isn't anything he can't fix now. That's right. Now, Tonya, let's see if Monty can make some videos and start a channel. He's a great mechanic. He's got a beautiful Ford pickup truck, lifted truck, and that he's restoring. And that thing is just awesome. And he's got an old mid-60s Harley that he works on. Johnny's Journey. There's Johnny's Journeys. A lot of forums too. He asks questions if anyone else has a problem he's confronted with, and they say how they fixed it too. Yeah, the forums are a good way to learn for sure. Oh, Diane had a 68 Stang way back until my ex totaled it. Uh-oh. That was a big loss for sure. So I don't know if Tracy's still in here from Virginia, but when you're talking about RVs and fixing things, my RV is parked right now because I'm not paying the gas prices to drive it very far. And so I go out and I run the generator, test run the generator every month. You have to do that if you have a generator so that the carburetor doesn't clog up on you. So you should run it for an hour every month. So last month I went out there and I ran it. I started it up, and they say you should put some load on it. So turn some things on in your RV or your trailer, and that's usually the air conditioner. Air conditioner is your highest load. And so I turned the air conditioner on, the fan started up, and I left the RV and went about my day listening to the generator run. You know, it's underneath an awning on the property. And I went back to the RV and it was hot inside there. So, there's something wrong with the air conditioner. Something wrong with the air conditioner. Boy, those are expensive to fix. It's a 2015 Winnebago. So I started doing, looking around a little bit, and the plug that plugs in from the RV to the generator, you know, it's a 3-prong plug that you can see here. But this one prong, let me see if I get up here, was overheated. And, you know, I've disassembled it now, but you can see there where it's discolored. So it was overheating. And so when I would move this plug around, you know, I was able to get the air conditioner working. So there was a problem with this plug, or it's in the other female part of the plug. So I took this apart, I shaved it and took it apart to see if there was a loose connection down here, which there wasn't. It's discolored, so I need to go back in there and check the other female outlet and see if there's a problem in there before we head out and try to use that. So Tracy, if you're still here, you have issues like this with RVs that you don't have with vans and other vehicles. And this is no fun to deal with when you're out boondocking. All right, Johnny's saying hello. Johnny's a busy lady. We don't have an RV, Nona says, but we have a pull-behind trailer. We've had it parked for about 10 years, but we pull it out to see if things still work. Yeah, that's good. You have to exercise that. Diane, I guess I missed something there. He sang soprano for a while. Oh, that must be his ex. Okay. That's the guy who totaled her car and consequently sang soprano for a while after she got done with him. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Big bad Diane. I don't think I'd want Diane mad at me. I've seen her up there in Ron Darrell's live streams, and I don't mess with her. Johnny's out working. I'm sure she's working on a van. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it. The car, I needed a plastic surgeon for my face. Yeah. Okay, you're still here, Tracy. Good, good. So, I lock on to a subject, Tracy, and I usually don't give up because that's kind of how I am. But be cautious with that RV. If I don't know what your plans are, but if if you plan on taking it and living out of it for a short period of time, and you're not going to be rolling with it down the highway, it may work out fine. Kick them to the curb. That's what you do with those guys. And to get a rupture repaired. Ooh. Yeah, I know. I know the feeling, Diane. I'm not easily angered, but there are times when I go over the, not over the edge, but I'm pushed to the point to where I get angry. So, Roy, you came in a little bit late. We were discussing older RVs. So, Tracy over there in Virginia has a guy who is offering her an RV. Maybe you weighed in on this already, but I know that you have an 82 and it's in good shape. In fact, Roy is working on modifying the interior of it to make it more livable for him and Becky and the 3 pups. So I know Roy is partial to the older RVs because they're easy to work on and they don't have computers and they're easy to fix. Not going to be on the go, just need AC in the summer like the, yeah, Tracy, if you can park it somewhere, I don't know if you plan on boondocking or Dee is set up in Quartzsite in a RV park. That's where she's set up so that she can have air conditioning when she needs it, which is quite a bit there in Quartzsite. It may be workable, Yeah, great to know. No computer. Yeah, my even my '98 Jeep has a computer in it. It's called a PCM. It's a power control module, which is early computer, and it went bad. But I was able to find another one for a couple $100, and had it programmed to fit the Jeep, and it's working pretty well. I will have to park in an RV park. Yeah, and you'll have to check the RV parks, Tracy, to make sure they don't have a restriction on the age of RVs. Some of them do. And I think if it's in pretty good shape and it looks good, you might be okay. I would have a solar panel that was portable if you can for boondock. Yeah, no, that's good advice. It's great to have solar for boondocking, keep your batteries charged up. So hopefully, Tracy, we got you some good information. I know it's a little confusing. It's not an easy decision to make. If you trust this guy. All right. Roy is taking off. He's going to be setting up for his live stream. So let's do a Roy and stop by Roy and Becky's Travels after this. And we'll do a little raid on him. He starts here at the top of the hour. So thanks, Roy, for stopping in, buddy. I'll be over there as soon as I get cleaned up here. KT Spirit says, I lived in a private RV park when I was in college, a 21-foot trailer. And it's a pretty cheap way to live. I know when I was a kid, 18 years old, I lived in an RV park also. And there's nothing wrong with that. Tracy says, thank you all so much. Tracy, we're all about helping each other out. So when you asked that question yesterday, I wanted to throw it out there. I gave you my personal opinion, but it's certainly a good idea to get other opinions, and gives you information so that you can make an informed decision. Thank you, Nona. Nona Grace has a great channel. She's up there in New York area. It's pretty amazing that we can talk to each other like this across the country. And Nona raises chickens, and it's really a good time watching her. And she's on pretty much every day. Thank you, Steve, on your borrowed phone. Appreciate you being here. It's 9:53. Let's see what else we have here. Drinking my coffee. Looks like we're waiting for rain. No rain today. Hey Siri, is it raining today?
It doesn't look like it's going to rain today.
Doggone it. 0% chance of rain. Let's see if she knows this. Hey Siri, when is it here?
It doesn't look like it's going to rain today.
No, she's not committing. She's not committing to rain. But what day is this? This is Monday. We're hoping for rain maybe on Thursday. So we'll be out doing our rain dance. And thank you, Diane, very much for posting Roy and Becky's channels. This is where they're going to be going live here in about 6 minutes. Johnny, thank you very much for stopping in. Appreciate you being here. Now, Scott says, check the inside walls for water damage. Might pass in that situation. Yeah, that's a good idea, Scott, especially over there where she lives in Virginia. They have a lot of rain. So if there's leakage there, that could be a problem. All right, Ann, thank you very much. She has a meeting at 10, so we'll stop by Roy and Becky's afterwards. Thank you, Ann, for being here. Yeah, Diane, I do try to be funny once in a while. We are to get rain on Tuesday. Siri is smarter than Alexa. I know, Nona, you get a lot of rain up there. You can see how dry it is back behind me. Yeah, Ann is a great young lady. So Scott, Tracy got your word there, and she'll definitely keep that in consideration. Ooh, I love speed. Steve says, I love speed. Rain here for days in Alabama. Yeah, KT Spirit, I've been down there in Shreveport. It does rain a lot. All right, Johnny. Yeah, definitely. We're going to give you more than you need, Tracy, on opinions, because we have a lot of opinions on things and a lot of experience. You know, I'm 66 years old. I've been around the world a couple times. I'm an old guy, but I've made plenty of mistakes, and I'm certainly willing to share with anyone who's interested. Okay, so we're going to kick this off. Thank you all for the support. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it very much. And I'm looking for my exit video here. Here we go.